Now let's talk about Drake, OVO, and the whole circus act around him, because honestly, this crew has never looked worse. With Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour lighting up every city, their little games to tear him down are falling apart fast. They've been out here posting pictures of opening acts and empty seats before fans even step inside the stadium, hoping to spin a fake narrative. But the truth? Kendrick is selling out shows left and right, even in places Drake once bragged were his turf. That's humiliating. And here's the kicker. Kendrick isn't just packing stadiums, he's smashing records Drake could never touch in those same cities. This isn't just success, it's dominance, and it shows exactly where the culture stands right now. Drake and his camp can't hide from reality anymore. The people have chosen, and they're rocking with Kendrick louder than ever. What's even crazier is that Drake's silence speaks volumes. He knows he's getting washed, and that's why he's ducking the smoke right now. Be real. When has Drake ever been this quiet? Exactly. It's because Kendrick's momentum is unstoppable and Drake's empire is crumbling in real time. So hit that like button and subscribe, because we're just getting started. Kendrick is about to deliver more legendary moments while Drake and his whole squad are lining up for more embarrassing crash outs. This isn't just a shift in hip-hop, it's a full-on takeover, and the losing team can't run from it anymore. And now, with all that in mind, let's get into just how wild this has gotten. Kendrick Lamar only needed 2 shows, yes, just 2, from his Grand National Tour to blow up every tired narrative Drake and his camp have been clinging to. In 2 nights, Kendrick dismantled years of shady attempts to discredit him, proving his greatness in front of stadiums full of fans. That's power. Meanwhile, Drake's crew is acting desperate out here, so desperate that they're clowning themselves online. They actually tried to post clips of Mustard, the opening act, calling it a failure and saying nobody showed up. That's embarrassing, because anyone who's ever been to a concert knows the opener is when fans are still walking in, grabbing food, or chilling before the main event. But instead of keeping it real, they'd rather fake a flop. And it doesn't stop there. The funniest part? They even tried to say Kendrick's crowd was just a handful of people holding up phone lights while the rest of the stadium was empty. Come on. All it takes is another angle to see the entire arena packed and screaming. Not everyone flashes their light at the same moment. That's just basic common sense. Yet they twisted it into some fake downfall story. Now we're at the point where Drake and the people whispering in his ear are spiraling so hard that they're running with narratives so fake they're practically fan fiction. This isn't damage control anymore, it's desperation on display. And Kendrick, he's standing tall while they make fools of themselves trying to spin lies that nobody's buying. And the wildest part, nobody outside of Drake's bubble is buying into these fake narratives. To the rest of the world, this tour feels less like a concert run and more like an NBA or NFL season. Fans are literally rooting for wins and losses like it's a championship game. But no matter how you look at it, Kendrick Lamar is clearly the MVP of this league. He's pushing hip-hop into heights people only speculated about before. And now it's happening live in real time. Let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets jaw-dropping. On night 1, Kendrick and CSA didn't just sell every ticket. They pulled off the highest-grossing single show of their entire careers. And considering their past tours, that's already insane. But here's the twist. It wasn't just their personal best. That night actually became the most successful rap show ever, bigger than anyone before, and it wasn't even in a marquee city like New York or LA. That's unheard of. And when you realize Kendrick literally shattered a record that was once held by legends like Eminem, Jay-Z, and even Beyonce, it feels like hip-hop history just shifted overnight. This isn't just impressive, it's game-breaking. For Kendrick to do this purely by rapping at the highest level, that's a direct challenge to the entire industry. Step it up or get left behind. Now here's where it gets crazier. While most artists would peak with a record-breaking opener, Kendrick somehow leveled up on night 2. Houston was actually projected to be the weakest stop on the tour in terms of ticket sales. People expected it to underperform a little. Instead, he sold out every single seat again, and the crowd was even louder than night 1. That's not luck, that's dominance. Now with these real records on the books, the impact speaks for itself. You can see it just by the size of the crowds. And let's not forget Houston. That's supposed to be Drake's backyard, the city he claims is home, the place he thought would ride for him no matter what. But Kendrick stepped right into Drake's so-called turf and turned it into his house. He didn't just perform, he shook the city to its core and even declared Houston as his home. That's a straight-up troll aimed right at Drake, and the fact the crowd went crazy for it makes the sting even worse. At this point, Kendrick's leaving stadium after stadium in pieces while making history and smashing records, and for Drake, OVO, and all those fans still in denial, this is the cold reality. The whole Kendrick is overhyped narrative, finished. The idea that his support isn't real, crushed. These shows prove once and for all that Kendrick isn't just hype, he's the top rapper alive right now. And with this tour only getting started, they better brace themselves because it's a long road ahead and Kendrick isn't slowing down. And here's the bigger picture. While most rappers are treating music like a side hustle, Kendrick is standing tall against that shift. He's not just surviving in this era, he's redefining it. He's pulling massive crowds because his music matters and because his shows are more than concerts. They're cultural experiences people don't want to miss. Put it in perspective. This record-breaking tour isn't just a win for Kendrick, it's the ultimate victory lap of the Drake beef. It's Kendrick connecting directly with the people and showing exactly what audiences value most: authenticity, energy, and greatness on stage. In this era where so many artists barely care anymore, Kendrick has just proven what happens when you actually give it your all. The ceiling is higher than ever. And when we bring all this into focus, it makes Drake's downfall even clearer. Drake knows he's done. Because when you line up Kendrick's Grand National Tour next to Drake's Anita Max Win Tour, the difference is brutal. Kendrick's tour is rewriting history. Drake's tour was such a disaster that he had to cancel multiple shows and quietly run away from it. And let's not forget, Drake didn't even try to reschedule. He buried those shows like they never happened, never mentioned them again, and prayed people would forget. But when you compare that shameful retreat to Kendrick selling out stadiums and literally breaking records once held by Eminem and Jay-Z, the truth is too loud to ignore. Kendrick is taking rap to levels no one thought possible, while Drake can't even hold down an arena anymore. That's not just a loss, it's humiliation. What makes this even crazier is that numbers don't lie when it comes to live shows. You can't fake ticket sales. You can't manipulate a packed-out stadium screaming word for word. Kendrick is filling spaces that only two of the greatest legends in hip-hop history ever managed, and doing it on his own terms. Meanwhile, Drake can't even step into an arena right now without the fear of empty seats. And no matter how hard his fans try to erase that failure from his resume, the receipts are out there. People need to remember this moment. Drake ducked the pressure, Kendrick embraced it, and the results couldn't be more obvious. Right now, it has never been clearer. Kendrick Lamar isn't just the biggest rapper, he's the biggest figure in music today. The crown isn't even up for debate anymore, it's Kendrick's, and everyone knows it. At this point, with how massive Kendrick's tour and music success has been, it's safe to say he's sitting in the highest tier of superstardom. Right now, it's basically just him and Taylor Swift in a lane of their own, dominating the music world at the biggest scale possible. And here's what makes it even crazier. Kendrick did it while keeping his artistry pure and his integrity intact. That's something almost no rapper or even artist in general ever manages to pull off. Now, Kendrick Lamar is sitting in this rare league, building what's about to go down as not just the biggest rap tour in history, but one of the most important tours of this entire era of music. And with SZA riding alongside him on this tour, she's breaking boundaries too, expanding what an artist can mean beyond music while still setting fire to R&B like never before. Even her moves outside of the stage are shaking up the industry and inspiring others to think bigger. The reality is undeniable. Kendrick and SZA right now are the two biggest forces in music, raising the ceiling of what's possible in both hip-hop and R&B. They're rewriting the rules while everyone else is playing catch-up, and the world is finally recognizing it. Meanwhile, Drake and his camp are stuck on the sidelines trying to spin weak narratives to downplay all this history-making success. Even academics is out here pushing the flop angle, but the receipts show otherwise. And every time they try to discredit it, Kendrick and SZA just keep leveling up and making them look even smaller. Now that Drake and his people can't use ticket sales as ammo anymore, they're reaching for anything to spin. Lately, the desperate claim has been that Kendrick's live shows are boring and that fans only pull up for SZA. Come on, just look at the facts. The whole energy around this tour makes it clear Kendrick is the main event, the headliner, the star driving this entire wave. Any suggestion otherwise is just a sad attempt to rewrite reality. And here's the truth. No matter what lies or narrative flips the biggest losers in hip-hop try to push, it's over for them. Kendrick is running the biggest hip-hop tour ever, while Drake had to scrap his and vanish in silence. One is making history, the other is ducking from it. That's the contrast, and it couldn't be more brutal. Drake's silence right now is actually the loudest thing about him. It screams defeat. If he truly believed he was still #1, if he thought he could match Kendrick, he'd book his own stadium tour right now. But he won't. He didn't during Views, he didn't during Scorpion, and he hasn't at any point in his so-called peak. That tells you everything. Drake never could and never will command a stadium tour like this. What's even wilder, this isn't even Kendrick's peak yet. He's just starting this new era, and already he's smashing records that rappers have chased for decades. Nobody knows how far he can go from here, but it's clear the ceiling hasn't even been touched yet. So let me know what you think. Kendrick breaking records left and right while Drake keeps sinking lower and lower. Do you see Kendrick as the undisputed #1 now? And how do you feel watching Drake slip into the role of the biggest loser hip-hop has ever seen in this moment? Now I can't wait to hear what you all have to say about this wild moment in hip-hop. If you made it all the way here, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video. It helps me out more than you know. This is truly a massive turning point for the culture, and with Kendrick's tour still rolling, the energy is only climbing higher from here. And here's the craziest part, this isn't even the end. Word around him is that Kendrick might be dropping new music soon, which would take things to an even crazier level. Imagine breaking records on tour and delivering fresh music at the same time. Nobody's ready for that kind of storm. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one because this ride is far from over.